Recording. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this session, today's session, which is Saturdays for Sustainability Learning. Again, we are here to discuss sustainability to understand it in a holistic manner. So, within a minute, I'll just explain this initiative, those who have joined for the first time. But this is nothing but a mastermind group where all the participants are joined here to understand sustainability and to contribute towards understanding of each other. So, it's based on the concept of synergy where 1 plus 1 not only equals to 2, but there are infinite possibility of learning, and which says it's a synergistic collaboration. So you can consider this group as a synergistic group of people who are willing to contribute, who are willing to share their insights, their experience with others, and to learn from them as well. And what are the outcomes that you can expect from this group is, first is I'll share that on screen. So first is definitely learning new concept every week, and especially in sustainability, it's very crucial because every day now and then something new is coming into sustainability. It's a dynamic field. So devoting 1 hour, I feel it's sensible decision for all of us to devote 1 hour in a week to understand something new. Second is networking with fellow professionals, and it's an opportunity to understand different perspective, different point of view from people who have different educational, socio-economic, geographical background. Third is career opportunities, not only career, but all the different opportunities of learning, collaboration, exploration. So that definitely you can do. And the fourth is thought leadership, because I feel sustainability is an area where we have a lot of scope for guiding India and guiding world, how we should have a sustainable development, inner development for all the people. So that's where we will lead eventually. And how we do it is two basic foundation. I'll just explain in short. So I believe in DIKW pyramid, which is data, information, knowledge, wisdom. So what we have today, you can consider this as a pyramid. We have a lot of data and information as of now, but what we lack is knowledge and wisdom, which only comes from experience or which comes from, let's say, applied part. And that's how this session is based on. It's not an expert session, only one person talking, but I expect that you all talk, you all share your experience, and that's how we enrich this 1 hour for all of us. And second basic foundation of the session is, I always believe that discussion and question and answer is the best way to learn for everyone, right? So please feel free to ask your questions. Please feel free to jump in, share your point of view, which will be helpful for all of us to understand it in a better way. So it's an open invitation for all of you to express yourself. It's not just a session to listen, but please do contribute wherever you feel you can. Okay. And the last point, it's just the sustainability of this initiative, I would say. So you might have registered yourself with this link, and I'm sending. There is a WhatsApp group, so you'll get all the invites through the WhatsApp group, or I have also created calendar invites. So there also you will get the invitation for this session. If you haven't, please do connect with me so that I'll share that with you. Okay. So this will ensure we have a system and you don't miss any of the next session. Okay. So that's enough for today's, for the introduction. Let's move to what we have in our mind for today. So it's definitely understanding sustainability in a deeper level. In last session, we had the topic basic of sustainability, what exactly sustainability is, and the three pillars concept and all we have just discussed, we have just touched. Today, we want to dig deeper into the concept and the applied part of sustainability. So that's what we have in agenda for today. But before going forward, can anybody just summarize what you gained from last session, which is the basic concept of sustainability? If anybody or if uh, anyone is interested to just share what where your learnings, your takeaways, that would be great.
So I was last meeting. I was more looking for the challenges that you know CSR and all are facing with respect to the funding issues, right? In the sense, when it comes to having that 2%, right? Currently, it is 2% of your profits that you
Net
have to
profit, yeah.
spend in CSR. The problem I was asking, the question I asked was that 2% is decided where to allocate those resources is totally decided by the founders. And whether it is actually benefiting the society, we have no idea, because it is it haphazardly done? Where exactly they're investing, what is their motive behind it. So I think those questions were very much answered by, I forgot, I
Social
think who
accountability.
answered it last time. Yeah. About, we had a very good discussion last time,
Yeah.
but we should explore that much further. That how such
Yes,
questions
sure.
can be answered as to
Sure, sure. That
yeah.
will require a separate day
But
for
I think I got
separate
an
topic.
insight
Yeah.
whether that some companies are creating reports regarding that, how they are actually making an impact, right, and how it is going. So yeah.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. Thanks a lot for this. Anybody other who want to just try? Ramkrishna sir, I can see you are unmuted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't attend last week, as I mentioned you, because my son was
Uh,
leaving for US.
right. Uh.
I mentioned you about it.
Yeah.
And
So for you, we are just summarizing it.
yeah, I could see and joined. With great difficulty today I joined, because it was not like the normal course where I press and I joined. I had to put the passcode. And that was a tough job for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is
Yes.
interesting. One basic secret I would like to share by my experience, though I'm
Mhm.
crossed 75, right from childhood and throughout my service, whatever
Mhm.
the salary I got, I always removed 10% is not mine.
Mhm.
It is for parents or something. Another 5% also for welfare, whatever it is, not belonging. And in that portion, I was managing the family or whatever kind. I mean, but that has
Great.
helped me a lot over the period of last 50 years. That today also I tell my children, please keep 10 to 15% away. It is not yours.
Agree.
Whatever the purpose, good cause, anything is there, let it go. Like ashram, I even know the last
Mhm.
10 years it is going on. I don't even see to our ashram, it goes automatically on. I mean, what do you call that? Auto pay
Auto
or
transfer.
something.
Auto
Something
pay.
like that.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know, about 2000, 3000 something goes every month, then. But that
Mhm.
spirit should be there, that we are contributing something to the welfare of nature
Great.
and
Great.
whatever kind it is. I mean,
So
apart
this.
from that, I keep giving donations. That is different.
Mhm.
But this is not in my consciousness. I mean, it is his. In fact, all the money belongs to him only. I'm only utilizing for my basic needs.
Yeah, great. So thank you so much, sir, for sharing that. It's a basic of financial sustainability, I would say. Keeping
Hmm.
10%, 15%, whatever the percentage is, but
Yeah.
yeah, keeping it aside for good cause. That's good. And I had also listened it in one of the podcasts. One motivational speaker, Mr. Jim Rohn.
Mhm.
So he used to say, if you start with small and if you do it, then only you will get the courage to do it at large scale. For
Okay.
example, if I get 100 rupees, I can put aside 10 rupees very easily, or any
Mhm.
child can do that. But let's say if I get 10 crore or 100 crore, and if
Mhm.
someone asks me to put aside 10% of that, we all can imagine how difficult would it be.
I agree with you.
But if we start small, if we are consistent about it, so definitely we will be able to do it. So starting with small, whatever amount, whatever
Mhm.
in whatever capacity that we can do it, so that's always great. So I can take it as a great suggestion for financial sustainability for me and youngsters like me. So thank you so much.
And there are three important words which our
Mhm.
guru has taught, and I'm practicing for a long time,
Mhm.
unknowingly, but now I
Mhm.
became conscious.
Mhm.
Illat, jillat, killat.
Mhm.
Illat means whenever your real need is there, you should always have some shortage at that moment for spending. You are
Mhm.
not having, though you are having 5 crores in the bank, but at
Mhm.
that moment of spending, you are having a shortage. That is, you have a constraint in
Mhm.
that spending. Similarly, when others are teasing you or anything like that, accept with it, forgive and forget, and keep moving forward. Not go deep into it.
Mhm.
I mean, illat, jillat, and killat. Like that, even eating, eat only to the extent we require for the next meal. When you have to come for the next meal, not that you are surpassing and all.
Mhm.
Today, of course, I have given up my dinner for last 5, 10 years, and it is only on breakfast come lunch. Done. Be happy. Once you cross 70, there's no need. Even that also is a luxury, but still.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much, sir. So
Yeah.
we will arrange one session separate for this, and we would definitely would like to learn more from you.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I can see is we have many participants now. So would it be okay if we create a breakout room? Because what we have today for discussion, I'll just quickly share what we did last week and what we want to do today. So
Thank you very
last
much.
week we tried to understand basic concept of sustainability, what it is, and the three pillars and how they interact with each other. So that is the basic thing that what we discussed. But apart from that, when we try to apply this concept in reality, in business or in our day-to-day life, because major trouble comes in application. In theory, in concept, or in speaking, everyone is good, no doubt about it. But the major problem comes when we try to implement it, and that's what understanding we want to have as a sustainability professionals, or I would say sustainability learners. So these are some of the questions that I would like us to explore in our breakout room. So I'll just create a breakout room for 4 to 5 people in each breakout room, and I would like you all to discuss this. First thing, you decide yourself, you have a discussion, and then decide who will present it after coming out of the breakout room. I guess 10 minutes is a good time for the discussion. So these are the 4 points, 4 questions that we need to find during the session. First is, what are the core principles and values underlying sustainability? So if I want to share it in one sentence, how would I define the core principles and values? So that is one question. Second is, how has the concept of sustainability evolved over time? How do you see the evolution of this concept? Then third is, what are the most pressing sustainability challenges facing our world today? And the fourth is, how can we effectively measure and assess progress towards sustainability goals, or simply even sustainability? So these are the 4 questions that we need to answer in the breakout room. We have 10 minutes, and I'll just create breakout room for people, for a group of 4 or 5. Is it okay if you have any question, any clarity you require? Is
It's
it okay?
fine. Fine, sir.
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. So for starting, I'll just create, we have 11 people, so I'll just create 2 breakout room as of now. Okay, I hope you can get the breakout room message and you can join the breakout room. I hope you can join. Please do let me know if you require any support, and I'm just posting these questions in our WhatsApp group so that you can just take a look at it.
Okay.
Hi Ravi Shankar Singh. Hi Samsung SM. Uh, who have joined from Samsung, could you please rename yourself or just let me know your name so that I can assign you? You haven't joined to the breakout room. And Ravi Shankar, would you be able to join breakout room? I'll just assign you one breakout room. Okay. Do let me know if you can join. Okay, okay, no problem, no problem, no issues. If you're traveling, no issue. You can just join and listen. That's also fine. Okay.
Sea part, even the sea, even the air, everywhere. It becomes tomorrow another serious problem for us. Even the air and everything is getting polluted. The sea is getting polluted. It will be very difficult for human being to survive. This is my thought. If you have anything, you can share on this.
Yes, you are right, sir. And due to this globalization and overuse of natural resources,
Yes.
forcing us to think for that. And as I told, there is a change in environment and the global warming, climate change.
Yes.
All this getting worse day by day. So we need to think for sustainability.
Yeah. That's true. So essentially, I mean, one is we have to look at the root cause, and also
Maybe, right? Yeah.
So it should be something like resource efficiency and
I think this some many are good because we have 10 minutes. We can move on to
yeah,
the
yeah,
next
yeah, yeah.
question.
So second question is,
second question is, how has the concept of sustainability evolved over time?
so I think it started with it all started with CSR, and then it moved to ESG.
Okay.
So sustainability first off evolved in Brundtland conferences, and later on summit will arranged and new ideas, biodiversity. There are so many summit held on the biodiversity conservation, and slowly
Okay.
and steadily it gave come in the form of ESG, environment, health, and safety.
Okay, great.
Yeah, good session.
Join. Sorry for those who were in discussion, discussing something, closing their sentence. Yeah. Welcome back. And I hope you had healthy discussion in your breakout room. So I'll just again put the topic of discussion on the screen, which is what are the core principles and values, the concept of sustainability, how it evolved, what are the challenges for today, and how do we capture that? So these are few questions, basic questions that we had. So I would like you all, maybe I'll not categorize it as group 1, group 2, but anybody would like to jump in and share your learning from your group discussion. So you can, please.
Okay, I will start. So basically, we had a very enriching and good discussion, right? So we had great inputs. So if you start with the first, what are the core principles and values underlying sustainability? We started with, equity, that everything should be based on equity, that everyone should have equal access to the resources, that not only few people are accessing. Uh, uh, and that the core value should be that whatever we are doing, consuming, should be consumed in such a way that it is still available for the next many generations to follow, right? It is available. So we talked about sustainability should be taken in with respect to procurement, consumption. We should use resources very efficiently. That all aspects we discussed in the first point. In the second point, we discussed about that how that sustainability concept evolved. That it all started with the Brundtland Commission, and then slowly companies have started with CSR, and then it moved to ESH, and then ESG. And like new ideas such as biodiversity conservation and all this stuff has started happening. Third point, we discussed what are the challenges, right? The major challenge now everyone is facing and everyone is actually able to see is climate change. The major problem that I think it's the umbrella under which everything is operating now, and the feedback is not delayed anymore. We are actually facing the climate crisis, but governments are not doing enough with respect to sustainability. Deforestation is happening at an exponential rate. There is corruption with respect to sustainability practices. Food crisis, resource depletion, water shortage, lack of awareness. Lack of awareness we found as one more variable, because many people are not aware that that there are icebergs that are melting. If you speak to 10 people, go in your colony and ask them, do you know what icebergs are? If they know, do ask them, do you know whether they are melting? You will find hardly anyone answering that. They have no idea that they are melting. Unless we have strict laws, we will not get knowledge about sustainability, right? Or we will not be able to work. We need very strict laws. Like we spoke about polluter pay principle. We spoke about triarity of commons, all those concepts. Last we didn't get enough time to discuss. So, but we agreed that if we have the intention to measure, we will measure it, right? So intention should be there to measure everything, and everyone should I feel everyone should have the freedom to measure, like we discussed in the last session, that we should have the freedom to go out and tell that these are our findings. And I think who mentioned is that we should be like investigators, and keeping all proofs with ourselves, if you're auditing, so that no one will question us, even if when we present the report. If suppose they want to put blame on us as evaluators, then we should be able to tell, no, we have already communicated this through email to you. So these all things are there. But yeah, I think this is broadly what we summarize. But thank you all for such a great and enriching discussion.
Great. Anybody would like to add to this? Because what I understand is everyone's take from the same discussion might be different. So please feel free if you want to add anything. Anybody would like to add their learning or their answers? Everyone has their own answers for this question. So I would love to know what are your answers.
Dhananjay sir, in the second question, there are two more terms. One is EHS and second is CSR before ESG.
Yes, EHS and CSR.
CSR.
And yes, perfect. Great. Thanks a lot, Priyanka. Anything that you would like to add, or just you want to explain it for the answer for this any of the questions? Because again, I'll repeat, this is the discussion with which we'll get more clarity. So if you'd like to add anything, please do so.
Dhananjay sir, I think in the last question, while measuring something, we should have some holistic or comprehensive view.
Right.
That should be across boundaries. Yeah, that's it.
Right. Perfect. So anything you would like to add, or we should start
I would
looking at
like
each
to
question?
add I would
Yes,
like to
yes,
add,
ma'am. Please.
just now, we are talking all over the country about, circular economy and sustainability and all that.
Mhm.
But we are forgetting it to be implemented at the education level in the schools and in the colleges. And, academically, we are neglecting. These are the students who will be the next future citizens, and, they will be in the planning committees, and they will be implementing certain things. But if
Mhm.
we don't train them now, start them young. I was
Mhm.
at Delhi for this circular economy and sustainability program, and I was asked to be on the panel discussion. This is what I told them. And then, to my surprise, in the morning, there
Mhm.
was a keynote address that was given by the Finland ambassador.
Mhm.
And he said that they implement all these things through
Mhm.
schools, through
Mhm.
academia. And I gave them the examples, like I've seen videos where, in Japan,
Mhm.
the children are janitors, small children, 5-year, 6-year-olds, they take, big cleaning mops and they clean the toilets and all that. So,
Mhm.
all this education, this is practical education, sustainable education, and we need to train the young minds, make them responsible so that, they grow with these qualities. They grow with these responsibilities, they grow with these duties. And while the adults are doing their bit, I think it has to start when they are very young, so that
Mhm.
slowly and steadily, like, when we are, segregation of garbage, or saving electricity, saving water, all these are, very much required. And nurturing plants, nurturing nature, taking
Yeah.
care of, plants and other things, animals, everything that is having life, we have to teach them and start them young. And
Agree.
whatever, the sustainability jargons we use, but unless you start practically, I think it's going to be just talk and talk, nothing else. Practically, if you don't implement them, implementation is very, very important. All our elected leaders now, are we asking them, what are you doing? Are you making policies? Are they going to be implemented strictly? What action will be taken if they are not implemented? Are we making them responsible? Are we making them accountable? We have voted for them. What are they doing about these points? Just now,
Mhm.
Dharti Ma, this Ma is very important to all of us, each and every one of us.
Mhm.
Each of us own this place. It's not only my home that is my property. Every
Right.
step I put out of my house also is my property, and it is our common home. All of us, we live on this planet Earth, and it is Matru Bhumi, and it is our common home. So I am responsible, each one of us are responsible to keep every space protected and clean, and, sustainable for generations to come, just as our ancestors did. It is only this modernization, and nowadays, everything has become so rampant in the name of construction of roads and metros. And, are we asking the elected representatives or the government, why are the rooftops of airports flying away and getting destroyed? Why are the roads getting destroyed? Why are the floods happening? Why are the potholes forever? Don't we have efficient engineers? We are paying taxes, no? We are paying taxes, and all these government servants or government officers, everybody is paid through our tax. So if you
Right.
go to buy dhania, 10 rupees ka dhania, you crib at that vegetable vendor. You go and choose chickus and potatoes and onions, everything, choose, pick and choose, and you get the best for small amounts like 20, 30, for 50 rupees. And why do we neglect our thousands of rupees that we pay in taxes? Why are we not given proper roads? Why are we not given good, healthy water? Why are we not given, free electricity? It is naturally made. Why we are paying
Agree.
and paying, and, it's only price rise that is happening. Where is the sustainability? Where is the, you know, everybody cannot afford. So we are not making ourselves responsible. We are not, educating the future. Even in colleges, you ask me, I challenge you, go and ask the degree college students, the MBA students, what are they doing? Are they
Right.
aware of all this? Are they practicing? Practice at home. Are they practicing
Right.
garbage segregation? Number one, what are you and me doing? Am I wasting food?
Right.
Today on flight, when I was returning from Delhi, there was a priest sitting next to me, and we came together, we traveled together, we were staying in the same premises. And then
Mhm.
he left the potato vegetable. I told him, Father, don't waste this. I will eat. I ate it. I said, why should we waste? Some farmer has taken the trouble of growing the potatoes, Somebody has taken the trouble of preparing this snack or whatever, and we are conveniently, just because we are full or we don't want to eat, or whether it's a fashion or due to medical reasons, we just want to throw it. Why?
Agree.
Share it and eat it. कुछ बीमारी नहीं होने वाली है उससे. If you think about all these things. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for putting it so nicely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
sister, you really mentioned very nicely. Excellent. And it should start with the children because they are childlike. They don't have ego, and they just only obey and do it like a child.
No, I childlike and childish and all these are terms, jargons. I don't want to listen.
No,
I have
no,
been
I,
and a high school and junior college principal for almost 40 years. And I have made these practical, sessions. I have told the children every day, I taught them how to grow plants. Grow and show me at the end of the year, you get 10 marks. You segregate
Wow.
garbage, make videos and show me, I give you 10 marks. I practically दे दो, incentives दे दो बच्चों को. And today's generation of parents, the students' parents, they just want marks. Our system, education system is marks oriented.
yes.
They are not worried about what the children need to learn. So being a
Agreed.
teacher, I started all these things from 98. I taught them city farming. The 8, 9, 10 standard boys who came late to school, I used to tell them, go to the vegetable market behind there, a few buildings away. And the vegetable vendors used to pack all the green leftovers, some tomatoes, some potatoes, some cauliflower leaves, some cabbage leaves, some brinjals. All this would be, packed in big sacks. They had to carry it and take to the terrace of the school building.
Wow.
And
That's
next,
wonderful.
they were sweating. All these 8, 9, 10 standard boys, they would never come late. So it was constructive if you call it punishment. Otherwise, you have to, there has to be reward and punishment, no? We learn this when we do B.Ed, reward and punishment in educational psychology.
Yeah.
So this was it. You get either punished or you get rewarded. Next time, they never came late. So I taught them city farming in the year 99, 2000. People are talking about it now. The children don't like to go and plant, saplings. Man, hands are becoming dirty. I said, that is where we are all going to go. You better touch. It is therapeutic. It is healing. What is there if the soil comes on your hand? Nowadays, children don't everything. We say, no, don't go. We put chappals. Earlier, our parents, grandparents, they all played in the soil. Even kabaddi and football and all. You play on the soil and it is therapeutic. Last night, I walked in Delhi, all on the lawn, the green grass that is there till India Gate. Almost, an hour we walked, going and coming back, bare feet I walked. I held the chappals in my hand. It is therapeutic. Mother Earth, Ma kabhi bimar nahi kar sakti hai humko. This is what has to go in the children's head, that anything in nature is healthy. We are polluting, we are dirty, we are insensitive, and we are damaging the environment. Sorry, if I can go on and on, but sorry, I would.
No problem.
Very, very rightly said. In fact, my eyesight was -4. By walking on the green grass, it came to -0.5 in my college, college days.
Great. So these are the practical things, and I really appreciate that doing it practically, you have already shown it. So maybe we would like to know more on it. And many of the organizations are already working on it. But the issue is, as you rightly said, we all can agree that awareness is not up to the mark. So maybe it is being done in some college, some school, due to the individual maybe contribution. But it's not systemic, it's not at large scale, which we require at this point of time. So definitely there is
if every principal, headmaster, headmistress is responsible and implements in creative ways, this can be done. I tell our municipal commissioner, sir, call the principals, call the science teachers, ask them to brainstorm and tell them to give ideas, get innovative ideas, ask them how it can be done. But incentives have to be given to the children, not just like that. Give them marks. 5 marks for the first term, 5 marks for the second term. Science practicals you have, English practical, they get marks in every language. Every subject here in Maharashtra, we are giving 20 marks per subject. Give them. How does it harm? Wonderful. Let them explain. That is their language capacity building, how they, their mind, how they are making ideas, how they're expressing. Can I take 2 minutes to share one episode?
Sure, please.
Or you're getting late.
No, please.
You know what? During COVID, during COVID, I'm also an elected municipal councillor, okay, in my area for the past 17 years. So during COVID, the municipal corporation distributed dustbins to schools and colleges and societies and all, and explained to the children how to put dry and wet waste in separate bins, the blue color for the dry waste and the green color for the wet waste. So they were, the school is very strict. It's run by missionary priests and all, Christian priests. And so, it's like a fortress. They don't allow to go. And I'm very well connected. So all those health department fellows said, Madam, please come. We are not getting entry. If you come, we will get. So I went. I got the entry, but the secondary students had left. The primary standard 1 to 4 were there. And they were all assembled outside, and this officers, everybody spoke. इसमें ये कचरा डालो, इसमें ये कचरा डालो, केले का इसमें डालो, ये इसमें डालो, question, answer, everything. So then they said, ma'am, you also speak. So I spoke to the children in English and I told them, who worries you most at home for exams? The children screamed in one voice, Mummy. Mummy never allows us to play. Mummy beats. Mummy says, Mummy study, study, pado, pado. Okay. So I told them, now I am telling you to take exam of your mummy every day. The children screamed so happily, loudly. I said, just watch where your mummy is putting the waste. Whether she's using the, dry waste separately, is she storing it separately? Is she keeping the wet waste separately? You have learned. Today you go and teach your parents. And from tomorrow onwards, see what mummy is doing. And you also have to practice. You and mummy will do together. I didn't know that this was relayed live to the secondary section parents also. And I started receiving calls, ma'am, you put us, in a tight spot. Now the children are very happy. You told them to test us and all. I said, see, this is the way of, every member in the family, all of us, it's a collective effort, family effort to save the planet. So when the parents and the children do things hand in hand, it will be practiced outside also. This learning will be for a lifetime, for their future. We are supposed to be responsible what kind of planet we are leaving for the future generations. If we are not careful about it, then it is a sin. Paap hai, sin of omission, because we are omitting our major responsibility of taking care of planet Earth. Thank you. Now I won't speak for the rest of the program.
No issue. So I also agree that education should be empowering people to handle the current challenges and future challenges. So that's it. But as of now, education is primarily just focusing on how well you can do financially, whether you want to become a doctor or engineer or you want to go to IITs, irrespective of how we are contributing to the human development. So, and even sustainability awareness and all, empathy or socio-emotional learning, SEL, so all comes under human, empowering human beings to be better version of themselves. So that's the purpose of education should be. And when we look at it comprehensively, sustainability or the applied part like circular economy or these kind of things should be a major core thing to the curriculum and the way we teach to students. So thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your insights and how you did it practically. That was really helpful.
So another interesting thing. Can I share one point? Only one thing, one point. We should all try to move away, should have less dependency on city and move away 100 kilometers away to make another city all around the major cities, so that the city is not getting less polluted and we also become more with nature and blending with nature.
Yeah, agree. We can do that. Decentralization is one of the important things.
Very
and
important.
with the technology, the possibility is there. With internet, with the systems that we have, even many of the remote work can be done. So we need to explore it. And at a policy level, maybe government or maybe organizations should look at it as another way to contribute towards sustainable world. So yeah.
At least from
sorry.
Siddesh, you first, and then we can.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add, that I'm totally agree with whatever has been said with respect to school education, everything, right? So that I also kind of propagate that the awareness should be there and we should spread it. As system thinker, we and Dhananjay always discuss, we have to also see parallelly the larger system that is running in the world, right? We are run by in a capitalist society where the fossil fuel industry is dictating everything with respect to they are owning the media, they are owning most of the, so the narrative is set by them. So high overconsumption is happening, and also the education system has been designed considering the industrial revolution, right? Hello. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah. So that is the major problem I am seeing. Unless we punish the fossil fuel industry or we stop consuming fossil fuels, and we move in, and it mostly agreed by all climate scientists, including Michael Mann and all scientists. They are saying that we have to stop consuming fossil fuels to stop climate change. Otherwise, uh, whatever we do is not going to help. We are going to reach 1 point. We already crossed 1.5. Most of the cities in India, we faced heat waves. We will cross 2 degree, 3 degrees. So my concern is that we might do at an individual level, we might feel satisfied. But my concern is, what if the temperatures keep increasing, and things will keep happening unless we stop this industries, and they are now governing everything, right? Most of the corruption that is taking place across is happening because of that. So unless that is stopped, this is going to continue. So we have to also, when we are having such sessions, we should have sessions focusing on that, what can be done with respect to that, what kind of activism or what kind of policies, how we should choose politicians. All these things should come into consideration, because this is happening in certain countries, but it is across countries. If we are seeing everywhere across the world, fossil fuel industry is dictating whatever is happening. So that's my major concern. And unless that is solved, whatever we are doing is not going to have much impact. It will give us temporary impact, but things will continue to happen the way they are happening.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There is one, I'm not sure whether you all know about it. There is one great designer and innovator, Buckminster Fuller. So, who talks about uh, providing solutions, because he has many innovations. If you can just search about him, one of the quote from his one of the book, or one famous quote is, "If you want to replace a system, provide a better system." So your design should be in such a way that it eliminates all the problem of previous system. And what I feel is, uh, yes, I agree with you. So there are issues with fossil fuels, and definitely that needs to be tackled if we want to solve the issue, and especially in sustainability, if we all come together. Uh, but instead of revolution, we should work with small changes at a time that will be sustainable, because just erratic changes within a short period of time, that might not be so conducive.
No.
Yes, we will have to do it if that is the case. Like in COVID, we had to do it. But education, what I feel is, proper education. Education is not just about the theoretical thing that okay, environment is getting hampered and all, but education in a sense that they are able to identify where the root cause is, as you rightly said. If they can do it, and at the same time, they should be taught what is in their control, how they can contribute in their day-to-day life, and what is the bigger picture where they can evolve from step 1 to step 2, step 2 to step 3. So I guess that should be a part of education process. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. My only concern is that the because of the equity thing we also discussed, right? The major the people who are facing heat waves are the poor people, right? And what we are seeing now, we know what is happening across with respect to the rich are getting richer and they are having extra. They are also showcasing what kind of lifestyle they are living. So my concern is, unless we come out with these policies which will stop this kind of this all these points we discuss are all related, and we have to of course focus. But uh, all climate scientists agree that that should be done first, because unless you don't do it, what happens if we cross 3 degree, 4 degree, right? Just imagine, it's unbearable. Now I am not able to go out in Pune when it is summers. It's very hot. It was not the case 10, 15 years ago. So that's where we have come to, and I feel very sad for people who are actually working outdoors, how they are able to handle that kind of heat. So we have to stop. It's like a COVID situation. We have to stop fossil fuels, otherwise we'll keep burning. So at least from my end, what I do is I don't have a vehicle. I don't, I only use local transport. I don't use flights much. I don't use at all. I'm like I don't have fridge. I don't have washing machine where I stay in Pune. So I'm trying to, consume as much less as possible. Like, so I can do that from my end. But unless the fossil fuel industry is stopped, overconsumption will keep on happening because we all are addicted.
Yes, great. And this is such an interesting topic, and what we can do and how we can contribute towards the change. So definitely it will require one more session at least, because I know we all have many more things to say and contribute to the topic. And we also have two good comments. One is, who is going to stop it? The government, definitely the people elected by you and me. So with policy intervention, why the policies are not mandatory, implemented and functional. And related to it, the second comment, what I could read is from Ujjwal, we can have a planning session on legal provisions in environmental law, because for most of us, we are not aware what is in our control, where to lodge the, let's say, complaint, and what NGT, National Green Tribunal, is doing, how it is protecting the environment. And there are many scientists, many activists who are actively fighting this kind of things, and how we can support them, because every one of us is busy in our day-to-day life, so we don't get that much time. But this should be uh, made easier for all of us. We all should be educated. So definitely,
But I just want to add, they are punished, by the way. They are, most of them turn up in jails, or there is a lot of,
the
because
reason
of
is
the
they don't
funding.
have that much backing, no?
Yeah,
So if
because the no,
we
because the
have,
funding, the lobbying is too powerful. They have become too
yeah, and
powerful, and we have to, unless we, like the farmers protest, right? Everyone come out. Unless that happens, it is not going to happen. So,
there is one
uh,
movie in South India, South Indian movie is there. So it is regarding this only. So they stop the water for entire city. Everyone, the senior citizens sit into the pipeline, and they demand the government and media to report this issue. And that's how they gain the attention of entire city and administration. And they, so it's a movie, but yeah. But people support is important, and I also know one of the professor from very reputed organization. It's the one of the top organization from India, I would say. Uh, he was threatened that you won't see your son, you won't see tomorrow's sun. But he is such a brilliant person. He asked them, which sun, SON sun or SUN sun? So this kind of difficulty people, activists who are working on ground have to face. But definitely, what I can see is we need more people who understand these issues, who can contribute in a constructive way, the way we are doing it as we are discussing this. But yes,
so Dhananjay,
uh,
so, just to add, I have just shared one book called, if you can also mention in the group,
yes,
The
sure,
New
sure.
Climate War. It is
Mhm.
about understanding, at the larger picture, why this
Mhm.
thing, climate change, is happening, and
Mhm.
how this lobbying is happening, and how fossil fuel industry is trying to set a narrative. We have to understand this, so that, whatever we are doing, we also need a larger picture in mind.
Yes,
So
sure, sure, sure. You have read this complete book?
I around read some 70%, but a long
Okay,
time back.
okay. So maybe one session we can
Yeah,
keep
someday
about
we
this
can.
book.
Yeah, it was
You can
released anyway in
explain
Jan
in
2021.
short. Okay,
Yeah. But he is
great.
the one, he's the writer is the one who came up with the hockey stick graph, the one which goes straight, and there is a sudden climb which Al Gore mentions in his TED talk. So that
Great.
CO2 rising, like since industrial revolution, it is taken a steep climb. So he's the one of the scientists who worked on that paper. So it's a very important book.
Okay, sure, sure. So let's keep one session for that, definitely.
Yeah.
And just to wrap up this session, what my understanding is with discussing with all of you. So the core principles and values of sustainability is equity. We should think about long term. The Mother Earth, the basic elements that are required for our survival, air, water, the basic resources we have. So we should conserve them for this generation, for future generation, as much as we can do it. The concept of sustainability evolved over time. So Brundtland definition just came about sustainable development, then EHS, CSR, but everything isn't siloed. So if we talk about CSR, we only focus on what is the 2% and how we expend like that particular amount. But we are not thinking about the entire sustainability of the organization or the social impact. So in silos that is happening, but we need a holistic understanding of these different topics and different elements. So that is, I guess, uh, demand of today's time. And what are the challenges? Definitely climate change is there. Uh, the lifestyle changes that are happening, uh, and the awareness about the, let's say, climate change or environmental degradation, and the ways and solution with which we can contribute, everyone can contribute at individual level, and how we can form the groups, advocacy groups or activism. So there are multiple ways through which we can contribute. So that is something that we need to empower the future generation to do that as well. And the last point is, what is effective measure? So one of the things that I could get from it is, so investigating, auditing. So that is one part, with the laws, policies, with the government and the NGTs. Yes, it is there. At the same time, the comprehensive view across boundaries. So that we had discussed. So definitely the BRSR or ESG reporting, sustainability reporting is a one part of it. And if implemented correctly, that will set a uh, solid standard in measuring and moving towards a sustainable development if done correctly. So this is all what my understanding is. But before ending the session, I would also like anyone, if you'd like to add anything, just last comment, last sentence before closing this. If you'd like to add anything that you feel that people should listen this, you can.
Start today, do it now, tomorrow never comes.
Yes, agree. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for your wonderful contribution and your valuable time. And I consider time as the most valuable resource in the world. So thank you so much spending this much time, almost 1 hour and 10 minutes. So thank you so much, everyone. We'll meet again next week. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Dhananjay, for staying here. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, sir.